we're going to do some SMD house lights. I've been renovating some buildings and ready for the new exhibition layout, and I needed some interior lights, so I got hold of some of these granite line light shades, and we fitted little SMD LEDs to them, as you can see there. This is how your granite line light shades come. I'll wait for the focus to kick in. I'll have to give it a bit of a help. There we go. So there's a little granite line light shades. Been painted, got the holes drilled in them, ready to go. And this is what the packet looks like that they come in. Granite line lamp reflectors 5062HO. Now our little SMD LEDs, they're 0402s, and they come in these little strips, usually like this. Sometimes you might get them loose in a bag, but most of the time they'll come in these little auto feeder strips to go into PC board stuffing machines. Basically you just pull a little bit of plastic back and the LED will drop out on. We've got a couple on the paper here now, but I'll give you an example. Pull it back like that. There you go. One's just dropped out down there. Very cheap to get. That was probably about the most expensive I've ever paid, and that was $9 for 100. So you know, you work that out per LED, and it's only cents. Here's our little LED in the tweezers. Let's see if we can get a focus on that. If I move that hand out the way, we might get a focus on it. Just gotta wait for the camera to kick in. Yes, no. There you go. So our LED, one side we've got the little light package, and then on the other side you'll actually see the colour coding for the marking, which is anode and cathode. If we zoom down to our LED, see if we can pick it up down there. Our focus wants to work. It might just be a little too far in for it. Let's give that a go. It's not been very successful. Let's see if by putting it on top of our little workspace here, whether that works any better. There we go. There, that looks a little bit better. So there's our LED there. Now if you notice, it's got a little green line across it and a nib sticking out. If you solder your positive to that, you'll pick up, and the negative to that, you'll have your polarity right in the LEDs. So the straight line goes to positive, and the little nib sticking out goes to the negative. I actually use a coloured armature wire so that I can keep the polarity of each LED, and I know which one it is when I go to terminate them in the model. That armature wire is from In Engineering again. Although our American friends like to call it magnet wire, it doesn't have any magnetic properties. It's just plain old armature wire, but it's got a colour coding on it. Now, if you've got the armature wire with just the plain annealed lacquer on it, and you can see the copper through the insulation, you can burn that off with your soldering iron when you go to tin the cables. Unfortunately, with this conductor, this coloured one, you heat the colour up and it just turns to a black hard plastic covering, and you still can't get it off. So the best thing to do is to use a hobby knife and just give it a light scrape. That's what I've been doing, and I haven't had any problems there. but that way then I can use the colour. It's just the coloured dye they've used in this lacquer is obviously a lot tougher than one would think. So there you go. Next thing now, I guess, is solder some leads onto these LEDs. So there's one there. So the first thing we really need to do is we need to tin the cable. So what I might do is I might stop this capture here and set up the camera a little closer, and we'll do the tinning of the cable. Some wires onto these LEDs. So the first thing we need to do is we need to tin the LEDs, to tin the solder pads that are located on there. So the soldering I use is a Harco 936 with a T1 tip, and basically all you need to do is just apply a little bit of heat to the edge there, and there, that's tinned. Spin him around, go for the same on the other side. Notice I've got a big glob of solder there, it doesn't really matter. It's tinned, as you can see on the screen. So push him out to the light a bit. There we go, and you can see he's tinned. Now we need to get him round this way, so I can put the positive wire onto this side here. So here's the positive wire, which I've tinned before. And here it comes. Where's our LED? There it is there. So we just need to give a little dab of heat there, and bang, that's soldered. That ain't going anywhere. Trim off the cable. And now we need to do an earth. So we need some of this green cable. It's green wire. I call it cable because that's what I call it at work. I use it every day. Not this fine though. A lot thicker. If I could find the end of this green wire, it'd be really good. Be really handy. There it is there. So what we need to do to the end of it is just scrape. I don't know if this is coming up in the camera, but just scrape a bit of the insulation off it. We'll just go and do it off site here. Give it a bit of a tin so it's got some solder on it. That's beautiful. Now back into our LED. Now it's round the other side there, so we've got the soldering iron round there. We just need a little dab of heat. And there we go. Little dab of heat. Cold. And there you go, that's soldered. So while it's still down there in the jig, we get our tweezers in there, and we can pick it up. Move it out of the way. Just give it a little twist so we're not putting any strain on the solder joints. There we go. And that's a soldered SMD LED, which I hope you can see there. Okay, so once we've soldered the wires on, it's time to give our LED a test. So we've already got the negative in there, so if I, on our old LED tester here, put the wire into the positive side, put a little toothpick in there just to hold the wire in place, and there you can see our LED glowing nicely. That's in the 1 milliamp, so it's at the lowest intensity. On the tester here you can move it up to different current ratings, and that'll change the intensity of the LED. Most LEDs are limited at 50 milliamps as their maximum current flow. Otherwise they become a dead short, and that's what burns them out. Not the voltage, it's current. They're a current device. So there you go. There's the LED glowing lovely. And once we fitted them into our little light shades, that's what they look like. We get a shot of that, and there we go. And I'll catch you on the next video.